Okay, what's going on, everybody? What's up, tycoons? What's up, traders? Today's video, we're going to show you how to set up the market internals and how I use them personally to help me gauge some of my trades and market sentiment / direction, and how I was able to get a nice 25% trade today by using the market internals to my favor. So the first thing you want to do is on Thinkorswim, right? You have the flexible grid option, and what you want to do is you want to go to customize grid, all right? And you want to set it up to where you have 4 charts on your screen. Okay. The reason you want to use the flexible grid versus just the regular charts, right? Because you could do this on the regular charts. If we go right here, we could set it up on here. But the reason I like using the flexible grid is because you can click this button here and you can save this flexible grid. Now I have a couple different flexible grids, right? Like if we click here, you can basically have these nice things that you can quickly go in between, in and out of, just by saving them in your flexible grid screen. Okay, so we're back here to the market internals. I'm going to go over these and set them up the way that I look at them. But first thing we need to do is we kind of need to go over what are the market internals, right? So I'll have a nice little presentation right here. The first one we're going to look at is ADD. All right, this is the first one that we use. And if you take a look here, we have the definition and basically what it's used for right down here. So the ADD is the difference between the ADV, which is the number of advancing stocks on the New York Stock Exchange, and the DECL, the number of declining stocks on the New York Stock Exchange on a given trading day. A stock is determined to be advancing if its last traded price is above its previous session's close, and declining if its last traded price is below its previous session's close. Now, basically, all that does is it helps you gauge momentum, okay? So that's kind of what you use the ADD for, is for momentum. All right. The next one we're going to look at is VOLD. All right. Now, VOLD is the difference between the up volume and down volume on the New York Stock Exchange. It's the net volume up and the net volume down. If you consider that VOLD is the net value between UVOL, which is the up volume, and down volume DVOL. Okay, and basically you want to see this thing going up. If you're bullish, you want to see it trending up like it is in here. Okay, on these days it's trending up. The market is generally going to be going up when you see this thing trending that way. And the last one is going to be tick. Now tick looks really, really messy, but it's very good for scalping and for day trades. Okay, the tick index compares the number of stocks that are rising to the number of stocks that are falling on the New York Stock Exchange. The index measures stocks making the uptick and subtracts stocks making a downtick. For example, there are roughly 2,800 stocks listed on the New York Stock Exchange. If 1,800 stocks have made an uptick and 1,000 stocks have made a downtick, the tick index would equal plus 800. So it really helps you kind of gauge what's going on. And it's very good for scalping, right? The main levels that you really want to pay attention to is 1,000, but I also like using 750. All right. The tick index is a popular indicator used by day traders to view the overall market sentiment at a given point in time. Seeing the ratio of up stocks to down stocks allows traders to make quick trading decisions that are dependent upon market movement. Typically, readings of plus 1,000 and negative 1,000 are considered extremes, right? And that's kind of why we have this on our chart here. Traders should be mindful of overbought and oversold conditions at these levels. So when you're down to negative 1,000, that could mean that you're a little bit oversold. And when you're above 1,000, that could mean that you are overbought, right? We'll go into them a little bit more, but let's go ahead and go back to Thinkorswim, okay? And now we're on our platform. We're going to take a look at today's trading. Well, first, here's what we'll do. The first thing you want to do, all right, is you want to set up your major levels. So for VOLD, all right, you want to come in here and basically just put a support line, okay? You do this, you hit extend to the left, and you put this at 0, okay? And so you want to have a 0. I like to make my 0 a yellow dotted line. And then you want 3 million on the top, and you want negative 3 million on the bottom. If you take a look, we can see that these are really the highs and the lows. If we extend this back even a little bit further, and let's do the past 20 days, we can see that, these are clearly, the top levels, that you want to pay attention for. It does go higher, but this, kind of gives you a good idea and a good range. You can see negative 300 million. We come down to this level a few times, and we even break below it So, you can break above and below the 3 million and negative 3 million level, but these levels are really good to help give you a gauge. All right. The next one for ADD. Okay, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to have 1500, 2000. You're gonna want to have 0, and then negative 1500 and negative 2000. The reason we do that is the same thing we do on VOLD. Okay, and if we zoom out and just take a look at, the past 20 days of trading, we can see that, once we come to these levels, these are the levels that we really hop up to, right? Is 15 and 2000. And then when we go down, we hop down to negative 15 and negative 2000. Again, you can break above and you can break below these levels, but in general, these are the levels that you come into. And so what you're seeing here is, this is our 0 line, okay? And you're seeing that we gap up, all right, to our 1500 to 2000 range, and we really consolidate in that range. Now, the next day, and this would indicate pretty much bullishness, right? Okay, so if we zoom in some more, we're seeing that it's not at 0, it gapped up to 1500 to 2000. The next day, what did we do? We gapped down to 1500 to 2000. So this helps you gauge kind of market direction, right? That's what these two are going to do. All right, now I recommend using the 15-minute chart. You can put however many days you want on there, but the 15-minute chart is really good. It's not too small of a time frame and it's not too large of a time frame. So you'll be able to gauge kind of the direction and see what we're going for. That's what you're using the first two for, right? That is what we are using VOLD and ADD for. Okay, VOLD and ADD are going to help give you a sense of direction, right? So if you're seeing VOLD trending up, right, and you see it trending up, then the market generally is going to be trending up as well. If you see, or this was ADD right here, and if you see VOLD trending up, then generally the market is going to be trending up as well. And once you, so above bullish or above 0 is going to be a little bit bullish, right? And you're going to want to see if it can contain that bullishness and head upwards. Above 0 is bullish, right? And you're going to want to see if it can maintain an upwards direction. That's going to indicate bullishness. If it's below 0 and it's trending down, then that's going to indicate bearishness, and you're going to be looking for that. Same thing with VOLD. So these two are really directional, and these help you gauge direction. A lot of times VOLD is not really going to gap up, right? So if we see this is market open right here, and this thing gapped up all the way to 1500, right? VOLD usually starts near the 0 line and then it chooses its direction, right? So we see here starts up around 0, we dip below, and then ultimately we establish a trend for the rest of the day of up, and we see it continue to go up. So right here, we're seeing it opens up above 0, but it's not going to be opening up towards these 3 million levels. And what we're seeing is, it kind of pulled back a little bit. It's still staying bullish, remaining above 0, and we're starting to establish a little bit of a trend going higher. Now, for tick, you want to have 1,000, 750, 0, negative 750, and negative 1,000. The way you use this is going to be pretty helpful, right? And now it's mostly used for day trading and scalping. All right. So if you're in a short-term trade, a general rule of thumb is you want to close into strength, right? That's a term that traders use around a lot. And so what you can do is if you're shorting a position, you can close into strength once we're down here close to negative 1,000. That's going to be considered closing your short position into strength, as tick went very bearish, and possibly, we could be oversold, and, it doesn't really stay at this 1,000 or this 750 level very much, right? If we see and we zoom out, we can see every time we come up here, we hit 750, 1,000, and then what does it do? It comes down, and it comes down to negative 1,000. Then from negative 1,000, look what it does. It jumps all the way back up to 1,000. So tick has lots of wicks, and it's very quick moving, but if you can capture the wick, right? So even right here, we see it wicked up to 1,000. If you can close into that strength, then you missed all of this downwards pressure right here. Okay, so that's pretty much how I use the tick is you want to be closing into strength on bullish positions up around 1,000, and you want to close into strength on bearish positions down here around negative 1,000. Now it can go higher than that, right? Clearly we are higher than 1,000. and we can go lower than 1,000. But that really helps you gauge kind of where we're at. Now, if you can also use it to kind of tell what the overall sentiment is. So here was a previous trading day, and we're looking at the zero line, right? And we want to see, are the tick candles closing mostly above zero, or are they closing below? Well, we can see here that we have two candlesticks that close below. Okay. We have three candlesticks that close below, 4, 5. So 5 out of the whole trading session closed below tick. Meanwhile, the rest of them were closing above, right? This one's closing above, this one's closing above, this one's closing above. So even though there's lots of wicks, you want to pay attention to where tick is actually closing, right? And it kind of just helps you gauge, right? If we look at the previous day on VOLD, okay, so this is yesterday on VOLD, and this is yesterday on ADD. Now, remember what I said, these help you gauge direction. So we can see that we had a clear upwards direction on AD right here, and then on VOLD, we had upwards direction. And what do we see is that tick is closing above zero most of the time of the day. That's bullish on the tick, right? So the ticks are bullish. So you can use these to really help gauge direction and sentiment. Some days it's not going to be as clear. Some days it's really choppy. And guess what? The stock market is choppy some days. Some days VOLD doesn't just head straight up. Sometimes it just chops around. Sometimes ADD doesn't just head straight up. Sometimes it just chops around like this for the whole day. So you have to, take all of this and really just get familiar with it. Screen time is the most important thing. And this is something that, again, you can just save as as a flexible grid and quickly swap in and out of. Now, the fourth thing I have on here is /ES. This is the S&P 500 futures. And this is just helpful because all of these are tracking, these are all market internals of the S&P 500. And so you can look at the S&P 500 futures to see how it's correlating, right? That'll help give you an idea and some sentiment. So what I like to do is, let's say you're trading with multiple screens, or if you don't have multiple screens, right, you can just, keep this flexible grid here, and then you can go to your charts, okay? So what we did on SPX today, if you're not familiar with watching my videos, these blue lines here or this blue box, these are gaps, okay? Gaps fill about 90 to 95% of the time historically. And, you want to keep track of these, right? And so what I'm saying is like, hey, the market opened up bullish. Let me check on VOLD and let me check on AD. Okay, so I'm coming over here. This is market open right here. This dotted line is, the new trading day. All right, this vertical dotted line. We're seeing that, hey, AD opened up bullish. We're going to need it to continue heading upwards to indicate that we're still going to move higher possibly and create some higher highs. We look at VOLD, it opens up above zero, and it's a little bit bullish right here. We look at the first few candlesticks of SPX, which is the S&P 500 index. We can see that we did get some bullish momentum. But what happens? We start to get a pullback in VOLD. Okay, we start to get a pullback in AD. Right, so this is letting me know, hey, we had some strength at open, but from open, we're not continuing that strength. We're starting to decline a little bit. Okay, VOLD is going down a little bit, AD is going down a little bit. And tick opened up right here and was trending down for the first hour of the trading day. Okay, so this lets me know, hey, we're not making new highs right here, right? So we have a high right here that we weren't able to break. We weren't able to make new highs. We using the momentum indicator here, we're seeing that we have some bearish momentum. We get a bearish engulfing candlestick right here, and we have a gap down to fill. So to me, I'm using all of these things together, all of these different strategies, using the market internal, saying, hey, we opened up bullish, but they're not continuing up in a bullish direction right now. They're actually starting to pull back a little bit. The market could possibly pull back as well. Are there any other factors I can consider into a possible market pullback? Well, for me, I like trading momentum a lot. I have a momentum trading strategy video that you guys can watch. I got a couple of those. But if you look right here, we get the sell signal on our momentum SMA. We get the crossover below the momentum SMA on the momentum indicator. This is bearish. This is a bearish signal saying that the S&P 500 is losing momentum. We see the clouds turn red right here, and we know we have this gap fill to fill, right? And so I actually closed the position right here once this candlestick closed. And as soon as this one started to open up green, went ahead and I closed that position because you got to take profit when profit is there. And then I put a stop loss on the rest of the play. I left one contract in play and I went ahead and got stopped out on that, but I still was able to get stopped out in profit on that last contract by using some good forms of risk management, right? So this overall has been a tutorial on really how to set up the market internals. I highly suggest using them, especially if you're interested in day trading, okay? It's going to be very useful having Tick here, using Tick to let you know, as you see, Tick started to come down. We got very close to negative 750. That's right around here when we saw a nice drop in the market. And we didn't come down to 1,000 or get below negative 1,000. If we would have done that, we could have possibly filled this gap here to the downside. But use these in combination with some of your other strategies to really just give yourself some more confidence in your play by using the internals, right? You can look at those to try to gauge a little bit more sentiment. Like right now, I wouldn't be too interested in shorting something because I'm seeing VOLD continue to tick up higher, right? Now, we haven't made a new high yet, right? So we haven't broken our high of the day. We haven't made a new high, but I'm not super interested in trying to go aggressively short right now for the rest of this gap fill down because I'm seeing VOLD is trending up. We're seeing AD pulled back, but now it's starting to go back green. If we zoom out on the day, we remember, this is above zero. It's still bullish, right? And you're going to see it consolidate in these periods or in these ranges between 2,000 and 1,500. So, this thing could head back up into the 1,500 range, and that's a bullish signal of direction, right? So hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you have any other requests for like a tutorial or some type of different strategies or things like these, like the market internals, maybe some moving averages, exponential moving averages, things like that. I do viewer requests every week, so I'll make a video on it for you guys as soon as I can.